Welcome to the Alphabet Zoo podcast.
Here we don't just spill the tea.
We slurp the soup.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alphabet Zoo.
Today, we are joined by the legendary Chris from our pilot episode.
Hey!
I'm glad to be back.
That sounds so fake. Okay. Totally not rehearsed at all, guys. Totally not rehearsed.
Totally not.
We don't have a script that we're reading from. Totally.
No.
All right.
And
Yeah.
our script is totally
Enough
written.
about me.
Well, if we did have a script, if we did have one. Okay.
All right, let's continue. All right, that's right. We made this finale episode just to thank everyone for supporting our campaign by being our guests, submitting your stories, and even just sharing our posts to spread our advocacy.
And that's why we want to dedicate this finale to all of you. We'll go ahead and read the rest of the submissions that we weren't able to share on the previous episodes of our podcast, just for you. Chris, would you like to start with the first one?
It's not like I have a choice.
You do. You have no choice.
Here we are. Okay. So the first one is a submission by Luna, which is such a nice name. I love it. So I've been rather shaky in finding the correct label for my orientation. Oh, she's demisexual, by the way. Particularly because being demisexual means you only experience attraction under certain circumstances. And that it's kind of a branch of asexual. I thought that because it can mean that I can be attracted to anyone and everyone. Perhaps I was pansexual, queer, but even when I thought about these orientations, it didn't sit well with me for some reason. Even as a little kid, hearing my schoolmates gush on about crushes and the like, I had often been left confused and left out because I had no idea what the hell they meant. Yes. So, sure, I can connect with people and generally most of them despite hating the human population as a whole. What the heck?
Wait, isn't that you?
No!
Yeah, that's why I was like, okay, Chris, I think you should read this one.
I think that's you, Chris.
Mas relatable kayo.
Okay,
Y'all
continue.
can relate.
Nawala tuloy ako. How dare you? But I didn't like anyone that way. Then I realized I started to like someone in the first time when I was in 10th grade. Ooh. Rather behind on all that crushing schoolgirl face, am I right? It only happened under specific situations, and I think that if I ever like someone that way again, it's going to be very different from the first time I did. So yeah, I finally ended up realizing that I am indeed demisexual. But hey, I'm not picky with gender orientation. Probably if the circumstances are right, I'll like you whether you're gay, straight, and or if you have a different gender expression from your orientation. Quite the journey in discovering my orientation, but all in a day's fun, or rather years, because it took that long. Aww.
Oh,
Aww.
Aww. Okay, so it's getting...
That's sweet, actually. Demisexual identity kasi, it's usually very, invalidated, that identity. Because nga, it came with this wave of, quote-unquote, Tumblr identities, where the Tumblr identities is just people on the internet, it's kind of this competition of, it kind of became this competition of people trying to slap on the most obscure labels to feel quote unquote unique, diba? Because that's what, those are the kind of people that and that are part of that Tumblr identity community nga, na it's always the outlandish identities, katulad nga Christine, can you read that again? The ones that you read earlier.
Iba na lang. Ito, bat gender.
Mm-hmm.
huh?
What?
Huh?
Ah, God.
There are just so many, and
Yeah.
I mean, of
Read
course.
two more.
Okay. SP gender. a gender which is related to being a spirit,
Oh
or
Is that
God.
even a gender?
you're a spirit, or
Oh.
exist on higher or extra dimensional planes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You're a wizard.
I mean,
Yun nga, like I
who would
also
want to
like
be
yeah, well, like I said
a muggle?
earlier. but
Okay, continue.
but yeah, you remember that very popular vine? You're like, on all levels except physical, I am a
I
wolf.
am a wolf.
Oh my god. And like, and also,
Iconic.
yeah, and also the Apache helicopter meme, that entire meme, that stemmed from like
Yeah,
the Tumblr identity, uh whatchamacallit thing event.
whatever.
And kasi, and you can see like the Apache helicopter meme, what that does, and what those like outlandish identities, what that does is invalidate like like the identities of like the identities that have a history, like the like yun nga, lesbians, gays, bisexuals, transgenders, queers, and etc. Because it turns it into this like thing that nobody can take seriously. And like, okay, but going back to demisexual nga, it, it was one of the identities na was deemed na parang yun nga, kind of like a little, like the premise kasi of being demisexual is like first having a like an emotional connection with somebody for you to have sexual attraction to them. That's the premise of being demisexual. And like, that's fine. Anybody can be anybody can be, demi. It's a fine label to put on, like, on yourself. Like compared naman dun nga, it's like what was read earlier, like identifying as a bat, as a
That
wolf.
sexual.
Yeah. Like, kasi like, and people invalidate yung mga gantong identities no, na like that's perfectly fine, like demi, because like having an emotional connection, um as well, like before being sexually attracted to somebody, that's kind of like, it's kind of like something that something so supposedly dapat mundane na. Kaya parang, and it's something that goes along with any orientation kasi, like any like predetermined orientation, like you can be gay and demi, you can be bi and demi, like those kinds of things. And those things, like being like demi being able to be a part of another identity, like that understanding of people kind of invalidates it. Kasi nga, it's something that, it's something that's, yeah, that can be a part of another identity, which kind of like makes it seem like it can be
Mm.
invalidated. But at some point, you shouldn't care. Like, when it's at this level, na parang, it's a fine label to put on anybody. Like, something like demi, because it's just attraction. It's nothing nga, it's like, again, it's nothing outlandish, like, like yun nga yung sinabi kanina,
Yeah.
like,
But like,
uh
it's fine.
yeah, it's
But like,
fine.
it's fine. Being dummy is fine because, I feel like it would be better if we don't, um, if we just call it like the way you get attracted to someone. Like, do you get attracted to people you're close to, or
Mm-hmm.
just anyone that you just find attractive? You know?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, basically my point is, you're valid, Luna. Because
Yeah, you're valid.
you're gonna meet a lot of people who are gonna say otherwise. That's why I brought up like the entire Tumblr thing. Okay, sorry. I mean, I
Yeah, so you
probably,
have things to
yeah,
counter them with.
yeah. I probably seemed like I was going a different direction, but I like, if you got this far, I'm sorry. But yeah, my point is that you're valid, and don't worry, it's fine just labeling yourself as demi. You don't need to label yourself anything other than that, because it's you. It's your thing.
Yeah. And you're
As
the
long
only one who
as,
can label yourself.
As long as you don't identify as air or like as the sky or something, that you're fine. You're valid.
Yeah, you're valid.
Now, this is a submission by somebody named Jay. He submitted it under the name Jay. He goes by both he, him, and they, them pronouns. Okay. It's very hard to be a non-binary person in the Philippines nowadays. Even though I'm blessed with friends who love and support me as I am, most of my relatives and even my previous classmates are extremely close-minded and think there can only be two genders. My parents don't really want to let go of their perception of me as an only daughter in the family. My mother, although she tries, is also very traditional and often jokes about how she'd disown me if I transitioned to become a man. Yikes. And
Oh.
that's some reasons why I am not totally out to everyone yet. Though that's not really my goal, to become a trans man, I do experience dysphoria and I do want to one day have surgery. But it is very difficult for me to have to constantly explain how I'm valid and how my gender isn't just another teenage rebellion. Realizing who I was and what I identified as was also pretty hard. Growing up, I only had the internet to rely on, and as a questioning teenager, I was very curious and doubtful. I am glad that nowadays I am knowledgeable enough to comfortably explain who I am and to be true to myself. But I still want my fellow Filipino NBs to know that however they choose to identify, they are still valid. They are still valid. Sorry. Even if they
Mm.
choose to identify as nothing at all. Yay, that's nice. Gender is a social construct and thus it can be bent into many shapes and sizes. To all my fellow questioning NBs out there, I hope you find yourselves. Hey! That's a
Aw.
nice sentiment.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And
Well,
by the way, guys, NBs means me is like a slang for non-binary. It's like
Binary.
NB, yeah,
all right.
So
NB,
cute.
yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing with gender dysphoria because I have this friend. Um, they're like they used to think that they were he him like a boy. But the thing is, they didn't really identify as a boy. They just kind of didn't want to identify as anything, like unclear. And so, because they also took like measures to kind of become more masculine, people kind of forced it on them to identify as a trans guy, which is not true for them because they are non-binary. And yeah, I just want to emphasize that fact that you don't have to be like either. You can just be in between, like non-binaries. Also, you get the cute name, the envy.
Envies. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so cute. I was just gonna say that I like how Jay is comfortable enough, even growing up with a traditional family, and also very. I like how he really tries to inspire others because he had to go through that, and he wants others to feel valid because a lot of people, even if we don't know them, are being invalidated by the others surrounding them as well. So I just really like this message from Jay. That's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
all.
same. So like Cole said, the Tumblr gender thing, I think it stemmed from good intentions. Like you wanted to label, like there were only like a really few labels available then. Like there were lesbian and gay, and not all people feel like just those two. So people wanted to label their emotions, and then
Mm-hmm.
from that came the non-binary and the demisexual, and those are fine because they actually specify things that are actually like not as specific as that gender. I'm always gonna use
Yeah.
that gender
Cause
as an
yeah,
example.
yeah, it started nga with those kinds of identities, diba?
Mm-mm.
But then it evolved into something that was problematic.
Some stupid thing.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
somebody bandwagoned into like
Yeah.
that thing na,
Mm.
you know, oh, you're naming yourself this? Well, parang
Yeah.
the first person who probably wanted to do that's like, oh, that's you? Well, I have something different. I'm not like
It
the
was
other.
probably a
Yeah.
I'm
it was
quirky.
probably a skit.
Yeah. It was probably an attempt to like, like to gain attention because
Mm.
The
That's
that
artist like mock the
mm-hmm.
identities that
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So this is a story submission by Tang, and she, he, they, her, or his, or their pronouns are she, he, they. Okay. So of course, the bioawakening had to happen at grade 7. Very cliche, right? So it all started when I was watching a music video named Jenny by Studio Killers. Around that time, that song was getting attention because the gays, the beats, and the lyrics also. The protagonist of the song is Cherry, who is in love with the woman who is the title of the song, Jenny. The lines that struck me the most is, I wanna ruin our friendship. We should be lovers instead. I don't know how to say this, because you're really my dearest friend. That song is a bit important later. So then I had a dream. Like it weirded me out when I woke up. My best friend was there in my dream, and we're together in a scenario which is so lovey dovey. That really confused me. It literally is a gay awakening because I was like, oh, I'm bi or gay now? And just packed it up. Okay? And I was homophobic before, like your average closeted gay Catholic. And I just accepted it so fast. Wow, that's really fast. I kind of commend that. Okay, continuing. And that Jenny song, I started to sing it around her. Singing this was somehow me trying to say, hey, oops, I'm gay, and it had to
Aw.
be for you. Oh, that's cute though.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Oh, I really did want to break the friendship to something else. Oops. It was literally in the submission. And then I finally cracked when I confessed to her when we were in grade 8 that
Yes.
I have a crush on her at the time. It made our friendship cold. She's not homophobic, she just has eyes for someone else. Oh, I see.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
Aw.
Made their friendship cold for a few months.
Mas
But
masakit
they
yun
got
eh.
around, and now they're still best friends. And continuing the submission, they talk to each other even, and up to now, I'm still thinking, yes, girls, even if I already have a boyfriend.
Hi.
Okay, Tang has a message for her boyfriend. Baby, I love you, but sometimes it do be like that. Broken heart.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
What it
Girls are
is.
too powerful. Well,
But
okay,
like,
continuing.
yeah.
But I'm still struggling to know if I am bi or starting to become sapphic or lesbian. Only
Yeah.
time can tell. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna tell
I
you
mean-
right now. Go
Go.
full on gay because men are trash.
I feel bad for her boyfriend.
Yeah.
No!
I mean, we can't blame her because, girls.
Mhm.
But
Girls,
and like,
Powerful.
especially compared to men. I'm just kidding. I don't hate
Yes, no. Women are superior always. Have you ever seen
Oh.
anybody outperform
I mean-
Beyonce? Especially a male? Ugh.
Okay, fair.
Oh my god.
Fair.
Well, well, I'm glad that like Tang, you're pretty patient with your identities, which is nice because you should
Yeah.
really take time. And yeah, I hope that your boyfriend is okay after hearing about this. He did.
It's okay. If you like women, you'll understand, right?
Good.
He will. He will.
He will. Anyway, yeah. Do you guys have anything to say about this?
Besides
I don't
that
know.
he should yeah, besides that they should leave wait, what's her pronoun? What's okay, yeah.
She, he, they.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, besides that he should leave his boyfriend. Yeah, totally go leave him now because
Hey.
women will
Hey.
always be superior.
Cole is just joking. Boyfriend of
No, I'm
Tang,
not.
please.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm definitely not
Cole does not
joking.
speak
Okay, let us move on before Cole says anything
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Good idea, good idea.
Okay, Chris, your next
Oh.
submission.
All right. Oh my gosh. Fan romantic, this is okay.
But yeah, Tang, leave your boyfriend.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I promise I'm just kidding. If you're in a very
Oh my
loving
gosh.
relationship, then sure, why
It's
not?
valid.
You
Yeah.
can yeah, like a man is fine to keep around us, like maybe on,
Cole is just jealous of you.
you know,
Yeah,
like
because you're in a
yeah,
relationship.
keep him on like a very short leash, you know.
Yeah, just be careful.
Okay.
All right, continue,
Yeah.
Chris.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So the next one is fan romantic. This is a short and simple story, pero I remember this still up until today. I think this conversation happened around 2018. So my mom and dad were talking, I don't know about what, and I was just zoning out and not really listening, doing my own thing. Tapos, at one point, my mom got my attention. She said something like this. Name, di ba? Girls only belong to boys and boys should only marry girls. That's how it should be.
Oh.
Okay.
Big
Okay.
yikes.
Oh.
At that point in time, I was already sure na about being pan-romantic. It felt comfortable with the label. I felt comfortable with the label, and bonus pa na I was having a crush on a girl at that time. Yee. So I don't think I need to say how much that pissed me off. No, you don't have to. We get it.
We are
I just
too.
couldn't. Yeah. I just couldn't talk to my parents directly for a few hours without wanting to shout at them, "Yes, queen," that I'm proud to be fan. It's probably not as elaborate or detailed as some other kwento that other people might submit, but this is my own experience of exclusion and homophobia that I don't think I should have to experience from my own family. No, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
These are stories about people like facing like things like this. I mean, most homophobia that happens is just like everyday little things in subtext, you know.
Yeah.
So no matter how little the story, trust me, it's important.
Ate
Okay.
girl, just know na, yeah, again, it's fine being who you are. You know, you don't owe anything. You don't owe any part of yourself to your parents. You have no obligation to come out. It's supposed to be your prerogative, and it's something that should be, you know, your thing. And they should never take that away from you. Okay, yun lang, yun
Yeah.
lang. Let's now move on to the next submission. This was another submission by, oh, si Ate Julia. Hi, Ate Julia. Sorry, ina-ate kita kasi nilagay mo yung age mo in your 23. But yeah.
What's the submission
No,
number?
that's-
Oh, shit, I thought that was the age. Oh, dumb. Dumb
Wait.
bitch
Basta, like,
energy.
Ate Julia and her. Oh, Ate. Basta she's Julia and her
Okay.
pronouns
Wait a
are she, her.
I'm still gonna
Okay.
say ate because
You-
now it's
you can still
imprinted
say-
on my brain. I'm gonna still
She's
ate
18.
her.
She's 18.
So yeah, Ate Julia. Sorry, nasimulan ko na yung ate. I can't stop now. Okay. I was on my way home from school. I feel uncomfortable going home alone because I always get catcalled
Oh God.
almost every day. So I don't really get it when people blame me for what I wear. I get harassed wearing uniform, casual clothes, church clothes. A guy in a van called me sexy. So I fought back and said, "Anong problema mo ha? Lumabas ka nga dyan, bastos."
Yes.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
cool. Voice acting.
I love the energy.
Wow.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to answer. Luckily, there were people around me who were kind enough to check the situation. Another story from her. Yes, she had two stories. A guy from another university, a prestigious Catholic university. Oh. Eyebrow wiggle. I wonder which one.
Of
Yeah.
course, it's the Catholic University.
Oh yeah. A guy from another university befriended me and tried to flirt with me. At first it was okay, but then his ex-girlfriend told me that this guy is sexually harassing me via social media. He told his friend that pag nakita ko yun, paduduguin ko siya. Oh my God. I was so
What does that
scared and
mean?
humiliated
What?
after that. Paduduguin ko siya. I'll make her bleed. Yeah.
Huh?
Never, yeah. That's what paduduguin ko siya means.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it like means
I,
something like else. So
yeah.
I
Oh,
was just
yeah.
really confused about what he
I
said.
mean, I just took
So,
it literally. But yeah,
hmm.
he never apologized to me. Ever since then, ever since that happened, I was traumatized, and every time a guy approaches me or talks to me, I always think that he will also harass me
Aw.
sexually in social media or tell his friends that we did something
Aw.
we didn't do. I'm so afraid now.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
under pansexual.
yeah, let's contextualize it first nga na ano, na she's pan, but she's still, I think she, being somebody who presents, as a woman. And I mean, I'm assuming, but it's getting harassed like that is something that all women constantly fear. Yeah, constantly fear. Like, even like on a daily basis, wherever they are, it's very hard for a woman to feel safe, diba? But yeah,
Yeah, like
I'm not gonna say
let us
anything more.
continue.
Yeah, let's have Bernice
Yeah,
and Christine say what they need
yeah,
to say
okay.
about this.
So, so as a woman or a girl, um, I actually get scared every time like I just walk somewhere, like even like right outside campus, even if I walk past like a guy and a stranger, like I always walk away. Like there's a huge
Yeah.
gap in between because like there's always a fear of guys. Like no matter who you are, like as long as you're a girl, which is really sad, like there's always a fear of guys ingrained in your mind because they're always saying like, oh, be careful because there's gonna be perverts there, there's gonna be
Mm-hmm.
um there might be rapists there, so you have to wear like boyish clothes, baggish clothes. Always make sure that you're wrapped up, never show your shoulders, like shoulders. Yeah, Chris, you can continue.
Yeah, and like with what did you say earlier? Anan? Yung
Yung clothes.
we should just be careful.
Yeah.
So a major thing that people usually bring up to counter the statement saying that women should be allowed to wear whatever the hell they want. They usually say like it's best to be careful, but like people in what did Julia say earlier? She was wearing a uniform, casual clothes, church clothes. Yep, and some people even get raped even if they're children, like wearing normal everyday children clothes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
even babies, like is it
Even
their fault?
babies.
Is it their fault that they were wearing like a onesie when it
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
happened? Like
it
Mm-hmm.
really does not depend on your
Yeah.
clothes.
Because yeah, that's putting that's like victim blaming na rin. Kasi
Mm-mm.
mm,
you're putting it on like it's apparently like the victim's responsibility to not be a victim, because they
Mm.
should be the ones wearing like proper clothes. But
So annoying.
that's making it
yeah.
seem like the rapists are like creatures with
Uncontrolled.
uncontrollable urges that they can't help but like pounce on a unsuspecting victim. But you know that's
Top tier
total,
voice
yeah,
acting.
that's total BS, because
Yeah.
that's that there's no logic in that, because they're not like driven by instinct. They're humans. It's
They
not
can
like,
think.
Assuming
Yeah.
yeah,
assuming that they're humans. If you're not humans, then you better go to like some kind of
yeah,
dog pound.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like you shouldn't teach girls how to wear. Not even like you shouldn't teach people what to wear or how to wear it. You should teach people not to rape, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like like the notion of prevention instead of like yung
Mm-mm.
parang
That's
Prevention.
stupid.
you're
Like
going
some
about
people.
yeah, you're going about prevention the wrong way, because you're not tackling the
Mm-mm.
actual root of the problem, which is rape
Yeah,
culture.
exactly. So many people say like that's how our world works. That's how everything works. It's just a really insert bad word here a world.
But it
And
shouldn't be that way.
yeah, we can't accept that. We can't just accept like that the world just sucks. Like we can change that. We're masters of our, I believe at least that we're masters of our own faith, and we should have the initiative to change things when we think that things are wrong. Like
Yeah,
we
that's what
used
I
to,
believe too.
yeah,
Right?
yay.
Like because in the past the people like of history made this society where we think that where people think that raping is the victim's fault or something like that. And we can still change that because in the future this is going to be history and we can be able to like shape that future. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
basically what it's supposed to be. I think it's time to wrap up today's podcast. Though this is probably the saddest wrap I'll ever make.
Oh
Oh no.
But maybe
Finale
not.
episode.
Yeah. It's the
Oh,
finale
maybe not.
episode, but
Maybe
maybe
You can
not.
not.
say that.
Maybe
Maybe
not.
Maybe
you'll
not.
see us sometime in the future where we're not, swamped with
Busy.
requirements. Yes.
Yeah.
I would be willing to if we,
Yeah, me
but
too.
next term we have science.
Oh
Oh
God, don't
God.
even
So
remind me.
please don't
Okay. But yes,
yeah.
we hope that you all enjoyed this episode and the campaign. Even as we end now, let us continue advocating and supporting the LGBTQ community so that
Yes.
maybe one day we have the same notion of acceptance as everybody else, And
Mm,
yeah. Okay.
as we should.
Yes.
As we should.
Okay. Now, Burns, if you could take it away. But remember, guys, eventually it's taking forever.
Eventually it's taking forever.
Eventually, it's taking forever. So let's take matters into our own hands,
Once again, this is the Alphabet
Oh,
Zoo
no.
podcast.
where we don't just spill the tea.
But slurp the soup. Yeah.
Yay! Thank you for
Oh my God.
thank you for listening to the Alphabet Zoo podcast. Woo!
Thank you for the last
See you next
ever
time.
episode.
Or
Oh,
not.
Or not.
This podcast was brought to you by the Alphabet Zoo with their hosts Cole Sapiok, Bernice Ko, and Christine Cabangunay, our project manager Julian Reyes, our account manager Lyra Gloria, our creative committee Denise Ramos, Cole Sapiok, Bernice Ko, and Christine Cabangunay, and our researchers Gian Balo and Lander Estacion.